For problem number 1, we are to create a flowchart that will display the word computer 5 times. So the output in your screen should look like this. First, we have to create a pseudocode or how the program will flow. First, you have to initialize counter to 0 and then display the word computer. Then you have to increment the value of counter by 1. If counter is equal to 5, the program should end. But if counter is not equal to 5, repeat steps 3 to 4. Let us now transform the pseudocode into a flowchart. First, we begin with the start symbol, and then we initialize counter variable into 0. So counter is our variable, and this is also our loop counter variable. This will count how many loops have been created already. And then after that, we display the word computer. And we have to increment the value of counter by 1 by putting this counter is equal to counter plus 1. This is what you call the increment process. After that, we test a condition. Is counter equal to 5? So we have to increment counter so that it reaches 5. Okay, and that is the goal of the program, which is to display the word computer 5 times. If counter is not equal to 5, then counter or the loop has to go back here on this part of the flowchart, which is to display computer and then increment counter once again and then test the condition. If counter has reached 5, then the program will end. Since we have already created the pseudocode and the flowchart for problem number 1, let us see how the program works this time by simulating it. So we have here the counter variable, and then we compare it to 5, and then afterwards we display the output. So let's see the flowchart. It says here counter is equal to 0. So the initial value of counter is 0. Then we have to display the word computer. So in the output part, we display computer. Then we check, we follow counter is equal to counter plus 1, or we do the increment process. So counter, which is 0, add 1 to it, will become 1, and then we compare. Is counter equal to 5? Since the value of counter now is 1, is it equal to 5? Not yet. So we have to go back to this part of the flowchart, which is to display again the word computer. And then we go to the next, is counter is equal to counter plus 1. So we add 1 to the current value of counter, and this will become now 2. And then we compare. Is 2 equal to 5? Not yet. So we go back again to this part of the program, which is to display the word computer. And then add 1 again to counter, and the current value of counter is 2 plus 1. It will now become 3. And then afterwards, we compare. Is 3 equal to 5? Not yet. So we go back again to this part of the program, which is to display computer, and then add again another 1 to counter, and then the current value is 3, add 1 to it, it will become 4. And then we compare. Is counter equal to 5? Not yet. So go back again, display the word computer, and then add another 1 to counter variable, and this will become now 5. Then we compare. Is counter equal to 5? Yes. So the program now will end there.